What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the boxing clinic, hitting y'all out with another video. Lomachenko, Vasyl Lomachenko versus Orlando Salido 2. Sounds like it's a goal for the summer. I remember Lomachenko's manager saying, "Why should we rematch Salido? It doesn't make any sense," or some shit like that. And then he said, "Ooh, Terrence Crawford's too big. It would be crazy to go up that high." He's just talking about a whole bunch of scary shit. And forget who this guy's name is, but at the end of the day, man, Salido is a throwback fighter. I always knew that he would give Lomachenko his rematch because really he has no other way to go. That's as lucrative as fighting for Vasyl Lomachenko. And Lomachenko, we knew that he really deep down wanted to avenge that loss, despite what his manager said. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, a guy told me, you got to be undefeated to be in the top 10 pound for pound, being pound for pound #1. One of the most ignorant fucking statements I ever heard in boxing. Doesn't fucking matter if you're undefeated or not. Because what if you got 3 losses like Manny Pacquiao and you go out there and you beat everybody, blazing through everybody? A loss doesn't define a career, and that's how ignorant some boxing fan is. And whoever said that shit, you dumb. Can't think of the dude's name. But, a lot of people, take away from Salido. Take away from Lomachenko, say he lost to Salido, but it was the second pro fight. Salido didn't make weight. Salido rehydrated to like a welterweight or even past the welterweight. And Lomachenko in his second professional fight still went 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He went 12 rounds and almost knocked Salido out in the 12th round, which made Salido reluctant to give him a rematch. You know what I mean? But he given him a rematch after 2 wars with Rocky Martinez. He's ready, to give Lomachenko his rematch. He has the style to really to make it an interesting fight as the first one was, because a pressure fighter always tends to bother a good boxer, who like to move in boxing. Salido has those awkward overhand hybrid hooks, very awkward fighter, very tough. And I think that first fight for Lomachenko was boxing one-on-one. Welcome to the professional level. This is not the amateurs anymore. Even though Salido wouldn't have been a great amateur, probably wasn't a great amateur, but this is the pro fight. Body shots count more than the amateurs, and he's rough and tough. You have to deal with him for 12 rounds. He's a solid fighter. Not taking anything away from Lomachenko. He thought he was ready for the pros. He thought Salido was an easy lick, and he found out it wasn't. Despite the weight advantage or missing weight, still wasn't an easy fight. And this is a fight that I think that's it's the premier fight this summer so far that has been made. We're going to see what else pops off. Who I tend to lean to, I tend to still lean towards Lomachenko for the simple fact that he's the fresher fighter. And Lomachenko has been in 2 wars since that with Rocky Martinez. This is just pending he make his little tune-up in Mexico coming up pretty soon. I'm pretty sure Salido can pass that tune-up. And it's going to be a good fight. He has to start to mess with Lomachenko. Lomachenko is going to be angry, looking to make a statement. And he's 10 times the better fighter than he was the first time him and Salido met. He's starting to sit down on his punches, be flat-footed a little bit more when he's letting his hands go. And he's generating more power than he did in the first fight. And for somebody who was going against all those odds with the weight and being his second professional fight and finally going 12 rounds, I think he's the better fighter this time around. Not saying that Salido doesn't have a chance, because Salido has the style to bother him, but I think it's a lot of miles on Salido. But this is definitely the premier fight in the summer. Hopefully in the coming weeks we have more summer fights to come, because we usually have hot summer fights, usually with Amir Khan getting knocked out, or an exciting fight right before Ramadan. We get him. Usually we get an Adrian Broner fight in the summer. So the summer's gonna be lit. Let's look forward to it, man. There's 2 great warriors right here. Lomachenko trying to avenge his loss to show the haters. Eat one. I'm pound for pound top 10. In my opinion, he's already pound for pound top 10. But if you lose to Salido twice, I think his career is in jeopardy of being an all-time great or even a Hall of Famer. Shout out to everybody. Thanks for supporting the page. We gone.